EA Sports coverage of the National Football League finds us across the Atlantic and along the River Liffey in the wonderful city of Dublin, Ireland. Coming up, another installment of the NFL International Series, and it should be a great one, as it'll be the Minnesota Vikings taking on the Pittsburgh Steelers. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. And the slot man goes in motion left. And right away, he lost the football. But a Viking was able to corral this one, and Minnesota will keep possession.
Much like a running back going through the line, quarterbacks have to be aware of protecting the football as well. He left it exposed that time, wound up having it knocked free, but fortunately, had an alert teammate who was able to get it.
The fumble on 1st down now. Here's 2nd down. Here's Wentz to throw. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down.
And this drive is almost over before it began thanks to a great defensive effort. Sack on 1st down, followed by an incompletion. One more good rep, and they get off the field.
Wentz. Throw out wide is incomplete.
That was their first 3rd down try of the game, and clearly something was off in the execution of that play. Good news, they've got a whole game left to clean that up and start clicking on those key 3rd down throws.
So on 4th down, Ryan Wright on to punt for Minnesota. Deep to return is Calvin Austin. Fair catch signaled for and taken just shy of the 30-yard line. Looking to put a drive together.
At their own 29-yard line.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they're going to stop it right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10. Looked like he was trying to bounce it outside, but no success.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just figure out where you're going to go, and sometimes you just have to take it to another spot. In trying to get it outside, the defensive pursuit was there and just ran him down.
They fake the give. Now Rodgers. And Wilson with it, complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. 27 yards there, a 1st down. Their first possession of the game, and they're already going after double coverage.
That's a nice completion that can set the tone for things to come if they're able to keep finding ways to beat what the defense is throwing at them. They look like they're confident that they can get it done.
And crossover out of bounds right at the 25. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
On play action, now Rodgers. Now a quick throw there, but it's going to be incomplete.
Well, a momentary speed bump there with that throw, partner. The defense had other ideas, and they're trying to mount a small stand before this drive reaches the end zone.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Now Rodgers. And he completes it to Wilson. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Well, if you do read man coverage, Brandon, the drag route's a pretty good one to run against it because you're running away from people on it.
3rd and 3. Throwing is Rodgers. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Steelers are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
That's a sharp throw right there on 3rd down. They're looking to get the first points of the game, and they certainly don't want to be on a field goal. So that's a nice job to get the hook up and set up a 1st and goal.
Warren, he is going nowhere in a hurry as he is going to lose yardage here in a big way. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's second down.
That's a really alert defense there because they saw the heavy look come in from the offense, countered it with extra linebackers who brought a little bit of speed and heft, and able to really make a big-time play for their defense.
Here's Rodgers to throw. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete.
It hasn't been a real good start to this game from a defensive perspective, but now after the incompletion on second down, things may be changing. If they can come up with one more play, they might be able to get out of it with just a field goal attempt.
Big play coming here. It's 3rd and goal. Rodgers going to throw. And in for the Steelers touchdown. Fryermuth, a 5-yard touchdown. And the Steelers get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon. Well, you've got to like that start on both sides of the football. You force the 3 and out, and then you score on your first drive.
Well, I know someone who doesn't like that start.
Well, yeah, the other side.
Yeah, they don't like that at all, right? This is not the way it's supposed to be. But what you just described, that's team football. All right, when you get a 3 and out, you're supposed to take advantage of it on the offensive side of the ball. You said, thank you very much for getting us the rock. Let's put it in the end zone, and they did exactly that.
And he'll be tackled just shy of the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. These guys definitely hoping for a better showing than their last appearance. They couldn't really even move the football much beyond the shadows of their own goalpost, Charles. We'll see if they can get a better, more sustained drive going here.
Yeah, and every team that we ever talk to says the exact same thing. When you start a drive from that deep in your own territory, the goal is a minimum of at least 2 first downs, because even if you have to punt then, you change the field position, right? You flip the field a little bit. They didn't get that done. This time they want to string together a nice drive and help themselves out.
Oh, it stays up. Flush to his right. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage.
This early in the game, it's all about making steady progress downfield, hoping to lead to early points. And you can do it with your actual play calls, or sometimes something a little more improvised, as we just saw there.
They'll come up now 3rd and 3. Throwing is Wentz. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's 4th down.
How about that? Red man coverage and decided to test them early. But it proved up to the task and forced the incompletion.
And here's Ryan Wright now as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. 46 on his first kick. This one in that neighborhood as well. Now Austin. A good return there. Call it 13 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here. 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They've got the 7-0 lead. Now they've got the football back after their defense got the stop, CD. And you get the feeling if they could score here, they really have all the momentum on their side.
And you just wonder right now, is the quarterback and the play caller totally in sync? Are they of one mind that, hey, what worked last time? Let's keep doing it until they stop us. Or do they go to a different section in the playbook, show them something different? Either way, they want a repeat of their first drive.
First carry for Kenneth Gainwell. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1?
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Rodgers now to throw. That ball nearly intercepted, but he could not hang on. Oh, a pick there certainly would have been nice. Instead, at least, it'll be 4th down.
And this is what you want to see from a defense. Give up an opening drive touchdown, that's fine. But how about them going back out there, recommitting themselves to the task at hand, and forcing a 3 and out and giving the ball back to their offense.
Waitman now to punt as he sends this one away. A 40-yard punt, no return. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. We'll see if they can do better here on this drive. Turns out to be a great idea to tuck that one. Good for 24 yards.
Well, that turned out better than most of the passes he could have thrown on that snap. The coverage downfield was excellent, but the containment close to home left him a backdoor escape, and they paid dearly for not locking up.
They fake the give. Now Wentz. Over the middle, complete. It's Mason. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 12 yards there. First down, Vikings. He missed on his first 3 passes, was 0 for 3. Now gets a connection. Maybe that'll get him going.
Yeah, it wasn't a time for panic, but there was some concern because once you start in a certain pattern, you wonder, can you get out of it? And that flips the other way, too, when you're throwing it really well. In this case, now he's got his first completion. They think he might be off to the races.
Call it no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
As usual, the hallmark of a good run defense, linebackers making plays near the line of scrimmage. Absolutely nowhere to run there.
Now a 2nd and 10. And they'll go again with Mason. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Wentz. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 21. A gain of 22.
A great job there, and that old cliche, taking what the defense gives you, comes right into play. Nothing too out of the ordinary about the throw. Just a little dump off over the middle. But what is out of the ordinary is what he did with it after the catch. Not only did he grab the ball, but how about the significant yardage he picked up after he pulled it in?
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice gain like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. Nick Herbig just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7. But certainly not an ideal first quarter for him. Remember, he lost the fumble earlier, and here he ends up on the ground with a sack.
And sometimes what happens when you make a mistake early, you get too cautious going forward. Just cover up the football and take care of it and be able to cut it loose. Otherwise, your offense is going to stop.
And they're going to get him down shy of the first at about the 13-yard line. They'll get 11, but still a little short. 4th down.
And that big gain may just change the thought process here on 4th down. I think in the red zone, they might now consider going for it on 4th down.
For the Vikings field goal. A 30-yard attempt.
And his kick is good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So that kick gives them their first points of the game, CD. And it comes on the 3rd drive, but hopefully for them that's a spark that gets that offense going.
Yeah, and I would say if you're the offensive play caller, as you look at your sheet, you're trying to find that part on there that unlocks bigger points. They struggled with a few drives so far. Finally got 3 out of it. How do you find the end zone? That's what he's searching for now.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. 2nd down.
You've got to be impressed by that defensive front on reps like those. They were not being moved off the line, kept their shoulders square, and gave their teammates time to fight to the ball and limit that gain.
Got it here at the 29 on 2nd and 8. Now Rodgers. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10, right at the 40. On play action, Rodgers. And that one too far in front. He couldn't reel it in. It's incomplete. He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
Here's 2nd and 10. Throwing now is Rodgers. And this throw incomplete. And the defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to 3rd down.
And partner, to me, that one was all about timing. If he's there too early, it's going to be a pass interference call. If he's too late, it's a completed pass. He was Johnny on the spot on that one.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Rodgers again now. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Well, how about the challenge we're seeing here in this game early? Man coverage against some fleet receivers. That time, the defense won.
So coming on now is the field goal unit. They're going to try for 3, and he'll need all the leg he's got here. They'll spot it at the 47, so call it a 57-yard attempt. And this is good from 57 yards out. That was bombs away right there. And they push the lead up to a touchdown now at 10-3. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find that they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. T.J. Watt in on the tackle.
2nd and 10.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
Throwing now is Wentz. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. Jefferson has his first catch. He also has a first down.
And the Vikings, first down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
In motion left, that's Thielen. 10-3 our score after 1 here on EA Sports. The Vikings with the football here to begin the 2nd quarter, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Straight ahead, here's Mason. And he's going to be stopped up quickly here. Just a yard up to the 39.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
To throw is Wentz. He'll find Thielen working the middle. And they're going to get this up to midfield. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
1st and 10 at the 50-yard line.
Now a play fake. Wentz. Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
A gain of 9.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
They'll hand it to Mason. And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. 7 yards there and a first down.
Yeah, once more, strong running, excellent blocking at the point of attack. They've got a nice little drive brewing right here.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Wentz. Pressure comes, and the Steelers take him down. That's Cameron Hayward who got in there to take him down. These sacks now, they're starting to pile up, Charles, and that front 7 defensively, they've had their way with this offensive line.
And I think at this stage, we have to start thinking about different play calls. We've got to start helping this quarterback out because the entire game he's been under siege. I don't care what the down and distance. They've got to get the ball out of his hands a lot quicker.
Running left, Mason. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. They'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
This defense has really flown around in the first half. They've gotten to the ball carrier before they can really get started. Offense got to come up with something else in order to try and get this running game going.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And down he goes. They bring down Wentz on the sack. There's your co-NFL record holder, T.J. Watt, doing what he does best, terrorizing quarterbacks. So that now 4 first-half sacks. This pass rush has been unrelenting.
And partner, you hear that sound of paper being ripped to shreds? That's the game plan that they've had so far because they've got to say to themselves right now, we have to do something differently.
And he couldn't get it to check up. That kicks all the way into the end zone for a touchback. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had a field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
They toss it to Warren. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Well, now hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, going to take a peek, and we'll take a break. So a 5-yard run the other way in the wrong direction, and that leads us to 2nd and 15. To throw is Rodgers. He finds Austin complete. So they'll get 8 out of that completion. And 3rd and 8 now.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tough for guys trying to get to the football.
They'll check this one down to Gainwell. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the first. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. It'll be 37 yards there on the punt. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Over on the sideline, hoping to hit that reset button between possessions. Last time out, they had to punt it away. This time, hoping to finish this thing off in the end zone. Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
On play action, Wentz. A quick throw there is incomplete.
Well, as we get ready for third down, let's go back and recap here. The sack on the first play of this drive, that threw a wrench in what they were trying to accomplish because they were compelled to throw the ball on second down. A running play was not in the works. And that incompletion set up another passing down here on third and long.
Wentz now to throw. To the right side and complete to Jefferson. And out of bounds across the 15-yard line. So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be fourth down.
That's certainly playing down and distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
And here's Ryan Wright now, standing just outside his own goal line. He's averaging just under 50 yards a punt as he gets this away. They call it 38 yards on the punt, no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he's across the 45. It'll be second down.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
A 4-receiver set here. 3 to the left, 1 to the right, 2nd and 6. Here's Rodgers. He'll find Gainwell out of the backfield. And this one's going to go the wrong way. Losing yardage back at the 42. So that'll go as a 4-yard loss on the play. And that brings up third and a full 10 yards. Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. To throw, it's Rodgers. This one finds Austin out right. And I don't think he got there, no. He's short by maybe a foot, maybe. Call it 4th and inches.
There's another example what defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They gave up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a 4th down.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And a good result there as that'll get out of bounds and pin them back at their 10-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. It'll be a gain of just a yard. And that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really nice defense on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. And he's going to come up well shy of the first here as the tackle's made right around the 12.
I think that call was made not so much to try and get the first down, although they would have taken it if they could have gotten it, but to give their punter a little bit of space and try and help out their defense.
Yeah, they got the safe completion on 3rd. On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. So a change of possession here on the punt. And they will take over 1st and 10. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. As we eat closer and closer to intermission, Charles, remember last time out they punted. They would love to get points here, especially if this is going to be their final possession of the first half.
Yeah, and this is what close games feel like because the pressure is on both sides, but sometimes the pressure is a little bit higher on the team with the slight edge because they're trying to hold on to that, trying to increase it. Let's see how this one continues.
And they'll go right back to Gainwell here on 1st down. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think we got to give it up for him right there. That's a heck of an athletic move for a big man right in the middle of the line. How about the play he makes there? Nowhere to run, and he finishes that one off for a loss.
Now a play fake. Rodgers. A throw left sideline, falls incomplete.
That was a nice grab. Just couldn't get the feet down, right? Needed that toe tap sequence there. Whatever size shoe he's wearing, probably need about a half size smaller to complete that one.
And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've converted just 2 for 6 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. Now Rodgers. And this pass broken up. Excellent coverage there on 3rd down, as that was not an easy one to hold on to.
As his old brain remembers, when I see 5 wide receivers on the field as a defender, I know the ball's coming out hot. They expected it and got there and popped it free.
4th down, Corliss Waitman now on to punt. And no return on this one as that kicks out of bounds, so they'll start just outside of their own 30-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive.
1st and 10 at the 46-yard line.
Wentz going to throw. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. T.J. Watt. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure.
Multiple rushers break through to drop him for the 7th time this game. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important 3rd down. Facing some long odds here if they hope to convert, as they're well behind the original line of scrimmage. And this is going to be incomplete.
Well, this first half has not gone according to plan so far, offensively or even defensively for that matter. They could use a big-time spark somewhere, but it's not going to come on this drive as they have to punt this one away.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright. Fair catch called. It's taken in right at the 20-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. We'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
Now it's Rodgers. Out route, and he connects with Freiermuth. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half.
At the 34-yard line.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's Rodgers to throw. And here's Freiermuth again.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage.
At the 41-yard line.
Here's 2nd and 3. Rodgers now to throw. Complete to Austin here over the middle. Now the Steelers use the second of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Rodgers going to throw. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Now the Steelers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. So as they talk it over, we step aside.
2nd and 6 at the Vikings 44-yard line.
Now a 2nd and 6. Throwing is Rodgers. Targeting the out route, and he completes this to Metcalf. They just keep marching right along. First down on a pickup of 8 there.
Steelers, first down. 1st and 10 at the 36-yard line.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. So time for the second half as the Steelers have the lead, and they will also be receiving the football here to start the 3rd quarter. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half it didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Now Rodgers. That's complete to his tight end flyer move. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. 12 yards that time at a Pittsburgh first.
And that's the kind of play this offense needs to maybe kick them into gear a little bit. They've been stuck in neutral much of the game. Perhaps that can give them a little bit of confidence that big plays are out there.
On 1st and 10, it's Gainwell. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front, because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
Throwing now is Rodgers. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. It'll go down as a gain of 6. And that's going to bring up 3rd and 2. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him to football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are, you know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
Well, they picked up a portion of it, but not all that they needed. Now that leads to a decision on 4th and 1. Let's see what they decide to do.
4-yard attempt.
Boswell's kick is good. And they will stretch their lead to 10 now at 13-3. Well, they picked up right where they left off in the first half. First drive after the break, they come away with 3 and increase that lead.
Yeah, and you just want to keep building on that lead, don't you? Whether 6 points or 3 points, take everything you can get, keep maneuvering, keep adding to it, keep making it difficult for them to come back.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And their deficit a little wider now than it was at halftime following the field goal a moment ago.
But the goal is still the same because you know they want to come out, establish a rhythm in the second half, and get going. Make no mistake about it, though. Kicking field goals, not in their game plan. They need to get the ball in the end zone.
Well, they still have time to get them established, but in my estimation, they've got to pick up the urgency here. They've got to get quickly in and out of the huddle and run off a bunch more plays.
On play action, it's Wentz. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going down. T.J. Watt getting him once again his third sack of the afternoon.
So one quick, easy analysis about why they've struggled so far. They keep putting themselves in third and long situations. They just took another sack right there.
And the offensive film session tomorrow may be a little longer than it normally is.
Not a lot of positive grades will be handed out thus far.
Throw left side on target to Thielen. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a fourth down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try to increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
To throw again on second down. Rodgers, left side here, taken in by Metcalf. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
Four receivers on the field. It's 3rd and 4. Looking to throw. Rodgers. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Steelers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
To get this one all the way up to about the 46-yard line.
A 7-yard
7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave them with a 2nd and 3.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
Throwing on second down. Rodgers under pressure, and down he goes. Jonathan Allen, the former first-round pick, getting in there to bring him down. Tell you what, he did not have much time there to scan the field before he was ducking and covering.
Did it appear to you, as it did to me, that the defensive front won their play really quickly? Meaning the guys in front of them had almost no chance to block them. They were on him in a hurry.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. That's a 3rd down conversion of 24 yards there. Nice play.
We often hear the phrase sure-handed tight ends, and he certainly fits into that category. Plus, he's got a quarterback who knows to look his way when they need a big pickup. And on this play, he finds him for the first down.
Got his man complete over the middle. It's Austin. And down right around the 32-yard line, 4 yards on the pickup.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or?
Better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive player in another zone.
To throw is Rodgers. He'll find Metcalf. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Let's make this one simple. What a catch, especially the finishing part of getting his feet in bounds, toe tapping, and of course, foot dragging.
Little tapestry, if you will.
Oh, I like it.
From the gun on third down, Rodgers. And he's going to go down here, a sack. They push him back to the 34. That time, multiple defenders getting pressure, and it's a loss of 6. And they weren't in zone coverage. They were in man, and each man did his job.
And that looked like vintage, old-school coverage, didn't it? Man coverage reminded me of an old Raiders team. They had a Hall of Famer at one corner and a Defensive Player of the Year at the other, and they just locked people down.
Boswell's kick is good, and the lead stretches. 16-3 now. A second field goal here in this third quarter, and his third of the game so far.
He's been an important part of the offense, that's for sure, and they may need him again before this one's said and done. So I would treat him like a pitcher throwing a no-hitter. Leave him alone and let him focus.
And able to get this out to the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Call it a full 3 yards in the wrong direction there. Brings up second down.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. Shotgun now for Wentz. Pressure comes and the Steelers take him down. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's third down.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has now received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Third down, here's Mason. And they'll bring him down here up at about the 22-yard line. They do get 10 back, but still a ways to go on fourth.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
And here's Ryan Wright now as he's on to punt for Minnesota. 43 yards on the punt, return of 4. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And last time able to get 3. That's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. I like the way you've described it. Not ideal, but they'll take it. Anything to put some points on the board. But this time on offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6. Back to Gainwell here on second down. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is a force of nature at the defensive tackle position. Yes, he's as big as they come, but still plenty agile. He's able to make a nice play there to swallow up the ball carrier.
This now a 3rd and 4. In motion goes the tight end. From the gun, it's Rodgers. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
It's 4th down.
Oh, I thought he had that one, and that was nearly a big 3rd down conversion to give this drive some life. Instead, they're on the spot and help separate the receiver from the ball.
The Steelers send out their punter now as he's on for the 5th time here today. It's a 41-yard punt, but just a net of 31 following the run back. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And, Charles, they're certainly still right in this game, but they need that offense to wake up and in a hurry.
Yeah, I like the way you put it. They certainly did seem to sleepwalk a bit in the first half. Now that their defense has done its job, it's their turn now to go out and try and get some points.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Now Wentz. Under pressure, they got him again. T.J. Watt. My goodness, make that now 5 sacks for him in this ball game. Really turning in an incredible performance.
Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
And that will be incomplete.
Looks like another empty possession offensively. And you're at that point in the game where you can't afford too many more of these. So this is going to require some heavy thinking on the sideline to figure out what they can do to crack this defense.
Well, here's Ryan Wright now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. Now a fair catch taken just across midfield, maybe by a yard or two. Looking to put a drive together.
At the 50-yard line.
Starting things out with a give to Gainwell. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11. 3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back now to the Emerald Isle. It's Steeler football, and they have the lead as well as we begin quarter number 4. Here's Rodgers. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
Third down and 11.
Doing with a dime look on defense. 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. It's complete on the bubble screen. That's Miller. And they stop him up short of the first down as they get him at about the 43. A gain of 8 there on the play. And that'll bring up fourth down. The Steelers send out their punter now, as they're forced to kick for the 6th time today. And no return here. Where will they spot it? They say just outside the 20-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Their defense was able to force the punt. That's the good news. But this is still a 2-score game, and they need points on this drive and in a relatively quick manner. T.J. Watt in there to get him again. That is sack number 6, one off the NFL record of 7. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here. Play action. Now Wentz. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. So just 3 yards on the completion there. And they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Cameron Hayward able to disrupt yet another pass play. That is his 3rd sack of the afternoon.
Well, this has to count as a great team effort today, but this man, he's been at the center of all of it. Really special day for any defense to have this many sacks in a game, even more so for this player. One of the best individual efforts of the season.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. The first carry now. This is Johnson. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. If you can keep getting gains like that, Charles, with the lead here in the fourth quarter, I mean, keep running it, right?
No doubt about it, but what the offense coordinator has to do is understand they're going to continue to stack the line of scrimmage. What runs do you have in your arsenal that'll work against a stacked box and continue to move the ball?
And he's going to get stopped up quickly. Give him a yard down to the 43.
And this is the worry because sometimes you can get a little too predictable in spots like this. You know you're going to run the ball, but they know you're going to run the ball as well. And now you look up and you're staring at an important third down.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. To throw, it's Rodgers. Drops this one down to Gainwell. And he will have the Steelers first down by a couple of yards as they're able to convert here on 3rd and 3.
Well, they certainly had success throughout this contest getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another first down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. Picked off by Harrison Smith. And the Vikings are right back in this football game. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. Complete, Jefferson the target. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 10 yards there to start the drive, and just enough by about the length of the football for a first down.
Good yardage on the completion there, and when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They get 14 there. First down, Vikings.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? Going back to the same well, it's Hockenson again. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. Another first down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards.
For a tight end, he's got good straight line speed, and on that route, he's often the guy that gets overlooked. Nice job there finding him in stride for really good yardage.
Now Wentz. They're unable to connect, but a late flag comes in. And the contact may have come too early. So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. And this is incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try and pick up another first down.
2nd and 10. Wentz to throw again. This is caught. Touchdown, Vikings. Justin Jefferson. A 24-yard touchdown. And the Vikings have made it a one-score game again here in the 4th. Well executed there offensively. Defense looked a little confused, but he found his receiver, and that one good for 6 points.
And the payoff we just saw there tells us how many times they ran this play in practice over the past few weeks, because they executed that flawlessly right here on game day when the situation arose.
Minnesota's kick team ready, and the Vikings boom it away. And a decent return out to the 27-yard line. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, one-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping to you on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, we picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again.
Here's Rodgers to throw. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Jonathan Greenard running in to pick up the sack. And no matter what the situation, the O-line just hates that because they feel like they didn't protect little brother back there, right?
Man, that's just so difficult for them because just think about every single play. When you decide to throw the football, you're dealing with some of the best athletes on the planet. You talk about guys, if they weren't playing football, they'd be starring in the NBA at power forward. It's really a difficult task.
They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. I hate to surrender the football when you're nursing a slim lead, but they're going to have to punt it away. Trust that defense.
It's the right play at this stage of the game as well. You don't need to press it here because you do have that little bit of a cushion, and you count on your D to make it stand up.
The Steelers send out their punter now as he's on to kick it away. This is taken at the 23. That'll be a 44-yard boot, just a yard on the return as he's covered up quickly. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. They'll start with a run by Mason. And a short pickup to about the 27. It'll be 2nd down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
Open man, he's got Jefferson across the formation. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31.
Well, this is where an offense needs to show what it's made of, and in fact, where a quarterback needs to show what he's made of, trying to engineer a 4th quarter comeback, and he hits a big one right there.
They fake the give. Now Wentz. Incomplete.
They've got to give out a little applause on that play. It has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the 1st row.
Ball on the 42 as they come up 2nd and 10. Wentz now to throw. Going underneath, he's got Hawkinson. 5 yards, now it's 3rd and 5.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them a much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. Now Wentz again. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3.
Like any team plan, they're looking for touchdowns to try and help their cause. But in this case, he does get them a little closer at least if they think a field goal turns out to be the better call here.
One score down, here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll run for it with Mason. And he's able to pick up the 1st down here before he goes down at the 26. And the drive stays in motion with a nice 8-yard pickup on 4th. Remember, that was 4th and a full 2 yards. There's a big difference between that and 4th and maybe 6 inches or a yard.
Yeah, you're exactly right, because when it's that 6 inches, you just fall forward and you pick it up, right? You just go quarterback sneak. But having to move bodies, that means you actually have to execute because they know what you're going to do. How are you going to make the right play call and get everyone into the right spot and win at the line of scrimmage? That's what they did there.
This linebacking core, they've done a good job of keeping that running game in check, haven't they?
They certainly have, and what they'll also do when this game is over is thank the guys up front, the big defensive line, because they've kept them clean, so to speak. Not letting blockers get to them, allowing them to run to the football and keep that running game bottled up.
And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line.
It's a gain of 6.
Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down.
Partner, I like the play call coming right after a tackle for a loss because this is an obvious passing situation, but instead they fooled them a little bit with the screen, and they wound up getting back what they lost and then a little bit more.
And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. Nick Herbig able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs, None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
So with that field goal, this one's now back within a field goal. Maybe not the ultimate result they wanted, but gets them that much closer.
This game is unfolding like a really good book, isn't it? Because I feel like there's a few more plot twists yet to be revealed before this one is over.
And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts. And now, defensively, they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. Still 9 yards to go on 2nd down from the 27. Now Rodgers. That is incomplete.
Oh, that's some good closing speed there defensively because that looked open for a minute. But that's great work with the ball in the air. Never gave up, converged on his man, and broke the play up.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Rodgers now to throw. Going deep this time for Miller. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. The Steelers send out their punter now, as he'll come on to kick this one away. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. They'll come up 1st and 10 here.
At their own 24-yard line.
Now Wentz. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down.
Work with me, partner. Take a deep breath, because that's what they're doing down the field now. That incompletion allowed them to exhale a little bit. Get in the huddle, kind of scan the crowd, see if any celebrities are here. Relax a little bit as they start this big drive.
Back to throw. Wentz. Completes this to Jefferson. And he gets this up just shy of the 30 to the 29 before he's out of bounds. Here's 3rd down at 5. Wentz to throw. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Here we go. This is 4th down. Now Wentz, gotta have this one. And he's brought down. Can't do anything with a football. It's a sack and a turnover on downs. To throw is Rodgers. And this is caught. And that could seal it. It's a touchdown. Well, this, of course, set up by the stop a moment ago on 4th down, and now that might be the score that puts this one officially out of reach.
And it's a tough one because your hands are tied when you're losing in the 4th quarter because you know you've got to make something happen. They couldn't pick up the 1st down, and after that, the air just went right out of the balloon, and you knew you were looking at a defeated team.
Boswell good with the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead.
Vikings 13.
Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line. This is 1st and 10. To throw is Wentz. Able to find Thielen. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Good gain of 9 on 1st down.
And his play caller does a nice job of giving him an easy throw to start this drive, and he takes advantage of it. The completion sets up a manageable 2nd down.
Here comes 2nd down. To throw is Wentz. And the Steeler pressure too much here. He's going to go down. Now the Vikings will use the 2nd of their timeouts, as it comes with exactly a minute to go in the football game. This definitely 4-down territory at this point, but a critical 3rd down here. Here's Wentz to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Going old reliable there to the slot on 3rd down.
And the slot position has become the bane of just about every defense's existence, because how do you cover? Do you go with a bigger guy to try and use size? Try and go with a quicker guy, and sometimes you even get out quick there. Very difficult to match up with that slot receiver. That's why they keep going back to him.
And it's caught inside the 25. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
1st and 10 at the 23-yard line.
Here's 1st and 10. Now Wentz. And that one drops down, incomplete. Good coverage there, forced the ball free, and it's 2nd down.
Makes it 2nd and 10.
With no timeouts left, that's a dangerous proposition, work in the middle of the field. Fortunately for them, that one fell incomplete.
Here's 2nd down. Again, it's Wentz. Incomplete. So 17 seconds now on the clock here.
Now the question is obvious. Do you try to kick the field goal right here knowing that you need 2 scores? I would be thinking about it if I were on that sideline. Get the field goal now, try and get the touchdown later.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10. Throwing is Wentz. So it's a win here for the Steelers. And we've said it so many times in the past, but it was Aaron Rodgers, CD, who really led the way.
Yeah, what struck me was how composed he was in the pocket. The numbers weren't spectacular. He had 2 touchdown passes, that's it. But he led his guys on some important drives when they needed it most, and they're going to come away with the victory.
So that'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. The party, I assure you, just getting started as we say so long, everybody, from Dublin.